What's going on, guys? This is Mr. DeLorean here. Welcome to today's brand new video, and today what I want to do is talk about Chucky episode 8, An Affair to Dismember, aka the finale of Chucky season 1. Now this is gonna be kind of a community theory video on basically all the comments you guys have left on my videos, basically saying your theories on what will happen in episode 8 and giving some of my own feedback on the theories and my own theories for the finale myself. So without further ado, let's hop right into the theories. So the first theory comes from Maine and Sherry, which was a comment posted on my episode 8 trailer breakdown video, and they basically say, what if Andy and Kyle adopt Jake, Lexi, and Devin? Now this is a theory I had that they could work into season 2, where basically they can adopt Jake, Devin, and Lexi, which although Lexi does still have her parents, but Kyle and Andy could basically adopt Jake and Devin, since obviously neither of them have any parents or any people to turn towards, and the only other option is them go on their own or to go to a foster home. So I feel this is a great theory and a great idea for Andy and Kyle to adopt or at least take in Devin and Jake, and obviously maybe Lexi if she loses her both of her parents in episode 8, which in the episode 8 trailer we do see that Lexi's mom will encounter possibly Chucky and in the theater. So I feel like that'd be a great idea for maybe if she dies that she goes off with Devin, Jake, Kyle, and Andy, although we still have her dad and sister left, so unless they both die, well, I don't know. The next theory comes from Tobias Christopher, and he says, or she says, the Chucky army is unleashed at the movie screening of Frankenstein. They saved the biggest body count for last. The world will know Chucky's real if they don't already know from Chucky Goes Psycho, and Jake and Devin share a reunion kiss. Andy and Nika ride off into the sunset together and finally give Andy a happy ending. Now I do also like this theory because mainly a decent amount of it is correct that the Chucky army or the Chucky cult will be released on Hackensack, or at least at the screening of Frankenstein. That's obviously the mayor or Lexi's mom's holding. And I do believe a body count, a huge one, is definitely in store for us for episode 8 that is premiering tonight, or at least hopefully as you guys are seeing this video, and we will get a huge body count for the episode, because obviously multiple Chuckies obviously means multiple people will die, because I doubt they'll have multiple Chuckies versus just 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 even of our characters. I guarantee there will be at least probably 5 deaths in this episode. And kind of the idea of obviously everyone having a happy ending where basically Jake and Devin do live and Devin doesn't die, because I strongly doubt they would kill off Jake. And the idea of Andy and Nika kind of running off into the sunset, which is, it actually does sound like a nice thought, although they kind of don't really have any past experience with each other. But I do feel them riding off into the sunset is actually kind of a nice idea. Like I said, the only bad part about that is that they don't have any past experience to go off of to actually like each other. But the idea of maybe Andy saving Nika from the Chucky spell and getting the spell out of her and everything and getting Nika back, I do think that sounds like a genuinely nice idea, and giving Andy a happy ending is pretty nice. Although if it's a happy ending, that means we'll never see Andy again in season 2 or another movie, which I'm not a fan of. Another theory that I did find interesting comes from Sean at BB, and he says, I'm guessing Tiffany has returned her doll and then leaving their universe, leaving Jennifer Tilly in her body again, which I've seen a lot of people deny this theory when I bring it up, is that Jennifer Tilly is still alive, but apparently I think I actually did find it out for myself while rewatching Bride or Seed of Chucky, is that when Tiffany switched her and Jennifer Tilly's bodies, basically she said switch, kind of Jennifer Tilly's body going to Tiffany's doll, Bride doll, and then obviously Tiffany's body or soul going into Jennifer Tilly's body, and then obviously when Tiffany's doll was killed, so was Jennifer Tilly, which I'm not sure, maybe they can make her actually return, and maybe I'm completely wrong, but I do think she is dead. Although like I said, it would be absolutely awesome to not only have Nika break out of the spell, but also have Jennifer Tilly break out of the spell and then have Tiffany go back into the Bride doll. And this next theory from David Henry is a pretty dark one, but he pretty much says, I think that everyone will die, including Andy, Kyle, and will show up later and get killed. Tiffany will kill Nika or the mayor, and it will be a big bloodbath. Now this one is definitely interesting because obviously that's practically killing off the huge OGs of the series, like Andy and Kyle and Nika. I'm not gonna say the mayor's a big character since I do really want her to die, but the idea of Andy and Kyle dying, I wouldn't say I'm a gigantic fan of, obviously, since they are the OGs, although series like Nightmare on Elm Street have killed off their OGs in later films. I'm not a big fan of Andy dying. I would at least like to see him actually help people before he dies, and not just have random shot in the head or stabbed in the back death. And it does seem like a lot of people are having the kind of theory or like, you know, conclusion that Andy will die. And here is my theory on what can happen. My theory is that maybe, just maybe, Nika will die, and then basically before she can die, Chucky will transfer his soul from Nika's body into Andy's body and finally get what he did want from the very start, which was to get into Andy's body from like, you know, literally the first Child's Play movie to now, which I think would be very interesting. Like, you know, it would be pretty sad for Nika to like, you know, die and everything, obviously, but then like, you know, Chucky's soul will go right into Andy's like, you know, body, and obviously would lead into season 2, and it would kind of lead into the whole thing where it's like, you know, and I think it was Cult of Chucky, where she says to Andy, saying, if you kill me, you also kill her, which is obviously like you're saying, if Andy shot Nika, he would also, or shot at Chucky, he would also kill Nika. So I personally think it would be interesting to have that, where like, you know, before Nika dies, Chucky transfers his soul into Andy's body, or maybe even Nika doesn't have to die at all, and Nika just Chucky transfers his souls into Andy's body, like, you know, just in general. I don't know, that's just my thought. I do think it would actually be pretty interesting. Something someone else said, which was obviously also another thing, saying, what if Chucky finally kills Andy? Which I think, like, you know, he can either kill Andy, which I really don't want, or like I said, he could transfer his soul into Andy's body and finally get what he has been trying to get at for, like, you know, all these years. But another part of this person's theory, Alex Reader, is he basically does say some Chuckies will die, but some will not, which is obviously pertains to my, like, you know, theory in my episode 8 trailer breakdown, basically saying that some Chucky dolls will die, but then some will be shipped off all across the states, all across the country, all across the world, which would lead into a season 2 where basically Andy, Jake, Kyle, all of them go on a road trip to try to kill Chuckies all across the world, which, like I said, I do think would actually be genuinely interesting. Someone else did mention, saying it would be cool if Junior gets killed, but not fully, and it's possible for Chucky to put his soul inside Junior. Now, I do think this is cool, but the only issue I have with, like, you know, multiple Chuckies, multiple people with Chuckies or Charlie Ray's soul in them, is that it takes the main focus, and I'll make a personal video or a, like, you know, video in itself for this topic, like, you know, later on during the week. But the reason I don't like multiple Chuckies is because it feels like it takes the main focus from, like, you know, the one entity of Charles Lee Ray and one Chucky, and it kind of, like, you know, just makes it ridiculous, I guess. Like I said, takes the focus away and the fear away from just one of them and just kind of spawns it all into others, which just, I don't know, it's just really hard to explain. I'm really getting to, like, you know, that, but like I said, I'll make a, like, you know, a separate video on it, like, you know, sometime, like, you know, later on. And someone did mention, saying that they really hope Jake kills in this episode either Tiffany or some other human bad guy character. Now, I will be perfectly honest, I'm not a fan of Jake killing, but if it's like, you know, life or here's the thing, I want it to be a life or death situation in which he kills in, because obviously if he just kills someone, like, you know, kind of but if he kills someone in a life or death situation, I feel like I'll be more so like, okay, he had to do that, there's literally, he is not wrong in that situation, because I can feel like if he does not kill someone in a life or death situation, it's going to be looked at as, oh, he's a killer now, instead of, oh, he killed in self-defense. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just, like, you know, kind of my thought about it. But those were pretty much all the theories I was able to get from my comment section, all the theories I could think of for episode 8 in A Fair to Dismember for the Chucky season 1 finale. There were some really good theories that I did genuinely like while reading through this comment section. Make sure to leave your theories down below. Actually, well, kind of not, since obviously Chucky season 1 is ending soon, but definitely make sure to comment down below your predictions or what you would want for a Chucky season 2. Like, you can come back to this video after, like, you know, episode 8 and pretty much, like, you know, say, like, after the episode what you would like, you know, want for a season 2, because there are tons of thoughts that you could honestly have for a season 2. Like, there are endless possibilities of what can happen, and I'll probably have a better idea for season 2 after, like, you know, season 1 ends, and after that finale, episode 8, like, you know, our episode premieres. So yeah, make sure to comment down below your own theories for episode 8, since I, like, you know, won't be able to make another video like this, since I think this video is premiering on the day of episode 8. But let's just have a conversation in general before the episode does premiere on our theories on this episode, and see if any of them do actually come true, because that'd actually be really cool, because some of us have actually been pretty accurate for, like, you know, throughout the season. So that has been all from me today. Thank you guys so much for the comments and the theories on, like, you know, this most recent episode 8 trailer breakdown video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this, like Chucky breakdowns, theory videos, reviews, because I'm going to do a big review on episode 8 and just other stuff surrounding the genre of horror, because like I said, I do want to do, like, you know, eventually some, like, you know, movie reviews for horror movies and just stuff like that. There are some movies that I already do have lined up, like The Houses That October Built, which I just recently saw and I really liked it, and just a bunch of other horror movies I do want to review on the channel, and just basically just, you know, stuff like that. So make sure to stick around for that. And yeah, like I said, thank you guys so much for the comments and everything. It does really mean a lot to that, like, you know, everyone's having a discussion down below, and that, like, you know, we can all interact and basically just, like, you know, share our own thoughts on, like, you know, the series and just other stuff and horror. And yeah, I will see you guys all later. Peace out, my amigos, and peace out.